Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the New Orleans Saints. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Ready? Yellow lady. Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stump that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He'll find his receiver, it's Cody Core. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Breeze going to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Well, a good running play here to start the drive. That'll net them 14 yards as they pick up the 1st. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gurley. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Big stop, let's go. 17. Hey, scheme 6. Ric Flair.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. On play action, now Breeze. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And his throw here's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Merlin.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
Here's Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Goff now to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Pulled in at the 24. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
95-56, 95-56.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he finds Cook. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. And the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
Brees going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. On the ground, this is Kamara. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
53. 5.
Snap comes at 1, and now Breeze. And it's caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go. Here we go.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. The throw caught by Core. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
36. Hey, easy. Hey, Wood.
On 1st down, Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Ready?
Yeah, Mike.
All day, baby, all day. Jim, hey, lock it.
Stepping, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a play fake. Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's David Long, the rookie from Michigan, who picked it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of... And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Eli Apple. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Breeze. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown, Saints. Traquan Smith, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys continue to pull it on. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, they run with Gurley. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Just beating the play clock is gone. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield.
61, match box.
Running with Kamara. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Play action. Breeze. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Breeze picked off by his nemesis, Nickel Roby-Coleman. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up.
Get it.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Lutz to try to add the PAT.
Boss, what up?
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
37-0. I don't know what's going on with me this Madden for the last 2 days, man. I think I ain't into it no more. I'm playing the game because I'm in the league. I used to be actually to play at the wrong time. This shit, I don't even be feeling like playing.
Not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
That's what they gotta be.
Yeah.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drive should deserve to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Cooks now in his 2nd season with the Rams. He's had 4 straight years over 1,000 yards. He had 2 with the Saints, 1 with New England, and then he went over 1,000 again last year with the Rams. 80 catches, 1,204 yards. Delayed give, Goff to Gurley. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Another carry now for Gurley. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
He's moving, boys, he's moving.
Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Is that bad over there?
37-0.
You think you're going to score?
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
What quarter are you in?
Me?
Yeah.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Yeah, I'm going to score.
Finally, a first red zone.
Could have scored a long time ago with shit. I'm laying down playing. I don't even feel like playing this shit.
Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
It's not something that we see every game now. Todd Gurley held below 50 yards, and we are in the 4th quarter. Got to give a lot of credit. They've done a nice job of bottling him up.
They absolutely have. A lot of times he can still find holes, but there haven't been the holes there. The offensive line hasn't created much space. This is caught. He's got it. Touchdown.
Touchdown right there.
Robert Woods, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Rams do gain a bit of respectability. Now Goff will lead the Rams up to go for 2. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
It sure seems like he passed the X Factor on him. Shit.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Rams on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. After the run, Goff going to throw. They got him in. It's Woods. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A huge play that time for the Rams. 49 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. On 2nd and 11 now. Goff. They'll get this one to Cup complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's the first catch of the game for Cup, and he's got a 1st down. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4th. And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal. Gone. He gets it to Cooks. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. There's Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Breeze now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Check 31. Easy, opposite.
Breeze going to throw here. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And this is going to be intercepted. Breeze picked off by his nemesis, Nickel Roby-Coleman. Thomas, the intended target. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Goff now looks to throw. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Down in Mississippi,
A big
New Orleans.
offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And The defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different...
So for New Orleans, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for L.A., they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Get that shit over with, man.
Honestly unforgettable, you were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in, so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions.
Oh, shit.
On my best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Oh, that was an ass whooping.